says his phone again. Leave your hair alone is popping. Okay, thank you, Nella. Thank you. Ready? Hey guys, I'm Lenice.
I'm Kelvin.
And we are
Love at First Sight.
So, in today's episode,
That's right.
we're going to talk about. Sorry, I got to get my notes. We're going to talk about putting on for our city. Putting on for our city and just how dating has just been different. North versus South kind of debate, would
No
you
doubt.
say?
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
say definitely.
Yeah.
I'll let you start.
Yeah, and okay. For those of you that don't know, I'm Lenice. I'm originally from Pensacola, Florida. Grew up many places, honestly. My dad was in the military, so I moved to Seattle at a very young age, maybe like 4 or 5. And through a series of unfortunate events, my parents got divorced, and my single mother picked up me and my brother, and we moved to Florida again. And so shortly after, my mom remarried, and we moved to Birmingham, Alabama. So I have been around the world, I feel like, you know, from the South and North. And I have definitely noticed some cultural differences. And yeah, I don't know, growing up in the South, sometimes I just don't claim it. Like, people are like, where you from? I'm like, I don't know. My mama. I'm from my mama. Like, I can't tell you anything else. No, I'll say Florida, but I really don't claim Birmingham. I honestly never felt like I fit in. To all my bullies, fuck you. But I never felt like I fit in. I was always like you talk white, girl. Like, why you talk like that? Like, and I had to pretend to talk like that so I didn't get beat up. Because they literally would jump me in the bathroom, like, when I was in, like, 3rd or 4th grade. Like, it was traumatizing. And I know this has turned into, like, a therapy session.
It's kind of why you come at me.
Yeah, because you're a bully. I'm fighting my demons.
Wow.
No, but, you know, I say that to say it got better when I got to college, because at that point there was a melting pot of people that were from different places. So I'm like, oh, you find your tribe, you know? But as far as dating in the South, for me, I don't know. I feel like my experience with men in the South, a lot of times they could just be kind of closed-minded. Everything is not manly, or like, that's feminine, or, you know, oh, females do that. Like, that's the worst word ever.
You told me about that a lot.
Females. You sound like an alien. But, you know, I never really had luck dating in the South, and meeting this brother from the DMV, which, I mean, it's not super far up north, but it's completely different change of pace in dating. So I don't know, what do you think about that? Like, was there a difference in dating? You could talk about where, you know, you were born, and, you know.
Oh yeah, for those that didn't know, born and raised in Maryland, so the DMV, families from like PG, Montgomery County, all of that. But I was actually raised in Anne Arundel, so it's a little closer to Baltimore. But I mean, that area is everything to me. You know, the culture, the food. I even, throughout my travels, you know, I left the DMV in 2012, and I got to move around a lot with Orlando, and then Illinois, and then North Carolina, and then now Georgia, of course. But I'll say that place is just, every place I've traveled to, I relate it back to DC. I'm like, okay, this reminds me of home, or the people kind of makes me feel like I'm supposed to be here, things like that. But I will say, dating in the South, people do seem a lot more outgoing, a lot friendlier, a lot easier to make connections, especially in like Charlotte. When I got like Charlotte in here, just people they'll reach out to you, say, you know, want to hang out. It kind of seemed effortless to make connections in the South compared to the North. I felt like it was a lot more forced. But also, I would say I left the DMV young. I left at like 2012, 2013. So, I mean, I was an adult, but I was still very much maturing. I didn't really have a network or a lot of friends when I left. So, yeah. So,
I mean, that's a good point. I do feel like sometimes you do find yourself, you know, when you get to leave where you're from.
Yeah,
you
and
almost are reminded of who you actually are when you're away from it. You know
and it was so crazy, like moving away, and the amount of people that never knew Washington, D.C. was different from Washington State. Used to blow my fucking mind. Like, I had to keep explaining that shit. Like, man, you over there from where L.A. is? I'm like, no, bro. I mean, after 10 times, I just started agreeing. I'm like, yeah, bro. Yeah. And I had In-N-Out every day. Yep. Washington State. But Yeah, but that being said, to people, I'm from the DMV. Oh man, you got seafood, or you got the good go-go music. You listen to that, it just gives us always a conversation to start.
Yeah.
They're talking about the music, things like that.
But I feel like you say you left at a young age, but 20, I mean, that is, some years, like, to be,
20, I think like 22.
Okay. 20, you spent some years there, you know what I mean? And that's one thing I wish that I had, just because I did move around so much when I was little. Like, I love your culture. Like you said, the go-go music, and I just make fun of you. Like,
you make fun of me constantly.
Like, I'm like the Blue Cribs, and, every time he has this accent. Like, I call it Maryland Mumbles. He's like, you Slim Mo. I'm like, I don't have that.
You're so silly.
I have an identity crisis because I was almost beat up for talking the way I did. So sometimes, I mean, the code switch is real with me, but I just love that you're just who you are no matter what. And sometimes when I am in certain environments, I really don't know. Like, I'm a chameleon, and I will say, I don't know, maybe it was better for you, you had a better experience because maybe women in the South are a lot friendlier, but I'll say for me, dating men, in the South, it wasn't.
Women and people in general.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I established a network of friends with like over 10 friends until I got to Charlotte. I had a plethora of friends my first year. Just even for my birthday, I think I told you, just so many gifts and just calls and people checking, and all people I've known less than a year of me being in North Carolina. So I mean, that meant a lot. I never had a community until I got to the South.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Do you feel like there was a difference as far as dating in the North versus South? I mean, you say you lived in Illinois and you lived in Florida.
Oh, definitely.
You dated people there. Like, what would you say were like unique differences of dating women in the North versus in the South?
I would just say women are friendlier.
In the South.
In the South, a lot more approachable. But you got to think about the environments. I mean, if you're in Chicago, you're not really just gonna walk up on anybody. Just you gotta be mindful of your surroundings. I wouldn't say in the DC. No, I wouldn't say that though.
How are women in DC?
Just say the same.
I'm so jealous of y'all. Like, y'all have this accent, like, it's like
just talk
hilarious. Like, I know she's from the DMV, just in general.
She's from Baltimore, but just talk to him.
To you, I'm like, I wish I could talk like that.
You think it's so cool, and it's like
it's so cool.
It's normal.
Like, what do I have? Howdy, y'all. Like, I don't know.
Y'all got the Piggly Wiggly.
I would say, yeah. I mean, that's a good observation. I think people need to also keep that in mind when they're just saying, "Oh, women from New York are mean or Chicago mean." But
they say that a lot.
That's a good point that you make. Like, the environment could make you just kind of on edge.
They say that a lot, but I've never really been to New York City. I told you that.
Yeah.
I've been to upstate, but I've never been to the city.
Yeah.
But they always say women in New York are so aggressive and you can't talk to them. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
You ain't been to New York either, right?
No, I mean, my mom's really from New York. We have family up there.
Yeah. I'm not like a big city guy. That's why I've never been.
Yeah. I would say, like I said, men in the South tend to just kind of be closed-minded. Being overly romantic sometimes is not, I don't know, just in my experience. I'm not saying all men, don't cancel me. But,
hey.
Cancel me, just, it's our first episode. But I would say.
we going to be logged out when we get home.
Like, fuck this show, turn it off.
Yeah.
But no, I would say it was always like, oh, this is just too feminine, like we ain't doing that, or I don't know. I'm like, there was like no romantic bone in their body because they're, I don't know, overly aware of their ego and how they present or how other men view them. And just when I met you, just how fluid and confident you were, like, that you're a man, like, you're not questioning your sexuality. I don't know, I just love that new approach. I'm like, wow, someone that just doesn't give a fuck what people have to say.
I'm aware of the effect I have on people. So, I'm tall. I've been told that my voice catches people off guard sometimes. So,
in what way?
I've been told it can be perceived as disarming or it makes them uncomfortable. So, yeah. So it's like an even spectrum. Two opposites. So it's like, I don't know. Just as a man, you got to be mindful when you're talking to a woman. It's just the world is different for us than y'all. When you can go on a date, you gotta, you could possibly not come home because this motherfucker's crazy and you don't know their intention. So I just be mindful if you are talking to a woman, just like, maybe just pump the brakes a little bit, make sure she feels comfortable.
Wow.
That's all. And I never don't get offended either. That's it. Like if you're trying to engage with her and she's like standoffish, you don't know what she's endured in her life. So it's just
Y'all hear that,
don't take that shit offense. Just like, all right.
I think a lot of people do, like with dating, they take things personally or rejection. It's just like, bro,
she ain't feeling it, cool, bro. I mean, it's all these women out here. Why you wigging? I mean,
like, that's a good point. People might feel like they can't do better, or they'll not have another shot, or it's this instant gratification where we just rushing everything. Like, I just gotta know what I'm getting into. Like a money back guarantee. Like, man, you gonna let me smash or what on the first night? Come on, let me know now, so I can get my affairs in order. And it's like
you get farther by not even talking about it.
Yeah.
So.
What you trying to say?
I'm just saying.
2 weeks.
I ain't talk about it.
Okay. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into that.
Actually, I did.
Kayla says she loves that about Marcus as well. You never know what a person is going through. Yeah, or thinking. Yeah. So yeah.
Be yourself.
Yeah. Just in terms of just North versus the South, I think if we looked at it as just seeing people for who they are and where they are and kind of being considerate and not having these, like I said in a previous episode, these expectations of who they're supposed to be. Like when people say, "What's your sign?" Like that's the first thing they ask you. Like you made a joke. You said he was a lion sitting down or something. Like when they be like Capricorn rising. Yeah. He said, "I don't know none of that shit. I'm a lion sitting down."
Sitting down taking a nap or something like that.
Because it's like we have these certain stereotypes or archetypes that we want to put people in before we even give them a chance to right. Kind of expound on who they are. Because it's easier for us, right? It's easier not to challenge yourself to like open to another, possibility of a personality. So I don't know. I just say that going forward with, North versus South, just be open. Don't, I get it. Ask where they're from, inquire about certain things, but have an open mind.
It's just funny hearing that from you because I know how outgrowing you are and all the energy you have and the fact that you were like kind of
oh my gosh
compressed with it sound
like almost every relationship
because I let you just be yourself.
Yeah, I've only dated men from the South, like and I'm not and I right, I kind of sound like a hypocrite with that, but I don't know, that's just been my experience. I did vet it out and I'm like this has been my I don't know. It's just I couldn't be too overly sexy because it's like, oh, what are people gonna say? Cover up, which it's just, man, like let your girl be your girl. You know what I mean? If she yours, Trey Songz, Mississippi, your girl ain't coming. Like if you got it on lock, you got it on lock. Like you knew she was fine when you met her, she's still gonna be fine when she with you. Like that's why come for her. It don't matter if she wearing a bonnet of salvation and a turtleneck. They gonna come for your girl because she fine.
She crazy.
But you gotta know.
Bonnet of salvation.
It's a Derek Day. But you gotta know that that's your woman. So yeah, our Southern gentlemen. I'm just saying, from a woman that's dated some in the South, just ease back a little bit. Ease back a little bit. Be confident. Let her be confident. And just know that that's your lady, and she got you. She gonna hold it down. So what do you like least about your culture that you kind of wish
I don't like anything. I love it. The energy, the people.
Yeah.
That's why I like going home so much. Even though I haven't been home, I don't really feel like I have a reason since my parents retired and moved out of state. But I miss it. That's why I had so much fun when we went home in December.
Yeah.
I was losing my mind. Yo, I was like, oh man. I was like, we flew into BWI. I was like, I ain't been here in a decade. We drove through the county I grew up in, Odenton, Anne Arundel County, and then we went through Bowie.
Yeah.
So my sister went to Bowie State, and I was just like, damn, I had all these memories. Man, yeah. So no. I would say there's nothing I dislike. I just like the weather. I hate the cold, but I don't dislike anything about DMV. So the people, the culture, the music, just the energy. That's everything.
How you talking? I have nothing. I literally Alabama. Like I don't.
All my family's from.
Mostly, I guess I'll say I don't have anything.
All my family's from PG and DC. It's just like talking to them. Even like when I go see them in North Carolina, I feel like I'm back in DC. It's like we all talk to each other, just joking, and it's loud. It just reminds me of home. So, well, you got that now because you got me. So.
Yeah. That's one thing we were talking about in the car the other day. I was like, because how the woman kind of adopts, the man's culture, like his favorite sports team. It's just customary to kind of, mesh with your partner.
So
when I visited your family and for Thanksgiving, it was just everybody was so welcoming. I heard all the accents and like it was just like, dang, like, I'm from DC too.
You're so silly.
You know, so I just, I don't feel like I have that, kind of culture. So
I gotta get you hip to, get you a jersey for the Washington team and the Steelers jersey. I'm on the Steelers.
Barons? I don't know.
I'm more on the Steelers side than the Washington team all my life, but yeah. Okay. And I'm a KD fan, so. You didn't know who KD was the other day, did you?
I did.
Who?
Okay, let's not start that.
Okay.
All right. Well,
she ain't know who Kevin Durant was.
Yeah. Episode.
That's all right.
Yeah.